Google launches Gemini 2.5. And I got to say, because we're talking about Siri, you're right, Nick. I have the Samsung. I got Gemini in my text messages and my docs, and
Yep.
it's pretty dang good. It's really
Yeah.
good. So, switching gears there, Nick, let's start with you. Thoughts on just the strategic? I mean, Google was interesting because search is getting crushed. They're not going to do great. They have this weird conference. If you all remember the DJ and all the weird colors, and I'm like, what is Google doing? But here they come, right? They're playing.
They
They're a
are.
contender.
They're a contender. I don't have a lot to say about this. It's just it's always like there's OpenAI. Anthropic's kind of like the cool kid, right? I don't know if you have kids out there. I hope you understand where I'm coming from. But what's the name? Inside Out, right?
Oh, I love that.
The second one, you had the French kid that that was bored all the time. I feel like
Right,
that's
right.
that, and it's funny that they're it's French, but that's like Anthropic. He's like, yeah, I'm cool. I'll just chill on the side here.
Yeah, yeah.
They're not
Man.
super. Nah, they're not looking at everybody else and like, oh, we got to beat them. And then you got Anthropic, and then you got Grok, and then you got Google doing the Google Gemini thing.
Yeah.
Um, but those are the I just
Llama. Yeah, I mean
yeah,
the marketplace is compact right now.
Right.
it's very compact and it's a very close race. And so I don't really get. I mean, I'll go try it out, but I don't really get too bent out of shape unless it's like a really big step in the right direction. I don't really get bent out of shape. I think the last time I was like super impressed was Dev Day, April 2024 for
Mhm.
OpenAI. That was the last time I was super impressed. And I feel like I'm a spoiled kid, right? And I feel privileged and entitled to have access to PhD level models in my pocket. And I feel like I'm underplaying it and I'm being a little bit flippant. But this is what you've done to me, right?
Absolutely. Well, shoot, Jason. I mean, from a technical side, right? We were just going through Apple quite a bit. I mean, I know I'm biased because now I'm on this. And by the way, I started as an Apple ecosystem guy, and then I went to the light phone. For those of you that want to step away and
What is
disconnect a
that?
little, oh, you guys got to check that out. We got to put it in the comments or something. It's called the lightphone.com. I don't get royalties, I promise. It's like it used to be like a $300 phone, call and text. That's it. Although they're starting to add more features,
Oh,
and they
okay.
and they just got an injection of capital, so they're doing good. Shout outs to them. That's exciting.
Is
But
it black
then
and
I
white?
moved. It's just black and white, like a
Yeah,
Kindle screen,
yeah,
no
yeah,
white light. It is
yeah,
amazing. If you want to disconnect for a little, or give it to the kids. Honestly, don't let
yeah.
them have them social, so they don't watch us talking here. And then I moved to Samsung, yeah, and Google and all of that. So I don't know, Jason. Thoughts on the technical side? I mean, it looks pretty impressive on what they're doing, especially the token
Yeah,
piece.
yeah. I think the token thing, the token context window is probably the most impressive thing. They've got a million token context window, and really, I know we've spoken a little bit about tokens and
Right.
what they are, and having a million context, you can put in multiple novels into this and be able to get responses and summarization right there on the spot. And so, yeah, I think that's where the biggest value that they had. It looks like benchmarking, they're ahead in reasoning for all of the other models. But I think one of the problems I continue to struggle with Claude, and when I'm doing any type of coding activities, is I run out of context window, and it's like press continue to keep going forward. And so I spend more time doing that. So I will be testing out the Gemini Pro with that $1 million or the 1 million context window. But I think what else is very cool is it's also be able to inject multimodal. So
Mm,
being able to take in a video and be able to translate that to text, or being able to help turn that into voice and be able to extract all of that. There's a lot of great capabilities now in the Google platform that I think is going to start helping and be able to do this. But again, it's kind of like there's so much, like Nick was saying, we've gotten so spoiled because all
Mhm.
these capabilities are coming so fast, so often. It's just we're missing how valuable. And when we look back at it, it'll be like, wow, that was just a golden age of technology.
I'll tell you when I'm going to be super impressed is when we stop having to decide which model to go to for.
Interesting.
I feel like they're all.
Oh, you're scaring me. What do you mean? A one world order? That's scary.
No,
That's
no,
Skynet,
no.
dude. You were the
Every
one. John Connor, where is he?
hey, listen. Every model provider has a set of models, and each model is good at certain things, right? And I think that's what GPT-5 from OpenAI. That's what they're trying to achieve, right?
Well, we
And
talked about
I don't know if you guys have noticed, but
Abacus.
GPT-4 has gotten really good. I don't. Have you guys noticed that?
Well,
Very
one of the
quick.
things that came out last night that I did want to talk about during this topic was the new image generator, and we're getting
Yes.
rid of the Latin flair Dale.
Dale.
Dale. Órale.
Órale, dale.
But I have been impressed with what they've been able to do. I think this is going to accelerate any marketing team to be
Mhm.
able to put your product in there and build out a very good marketing campaign and a marketing plan
Yeah.
that you just didn't trust it with the stable diffusions and the mid journeys and the dollies and all of these others that came out. This one and the one that Google released I think it was a couple of days ago, that went really under the radar. It's really going to change how people interact with this. The one question I have for you guys is, one of the biggest things I've seen everyone do is put their family picture in there and turn it into The Simpsons, turn it into a Pixar movie. What are your guys' thoughts on that, of putting your personal information and sharing that into the models?
Oh boy. Go
Oh,
ahead,
so it's
Albert.
funny. No, well, it's funny you're saying that because, and I know we're jumping around. This is good because it's good combo. Because I was thinking, as much as I love Google and Gemini, and then what you're talking about, Jace, uh, my fear, as we're talking about, we've been talking about threats, risk mitigation, etc. The privacy side. That's one thing about Apple. I will say, you don't hear a lot about privacy issues, but when you talk about Google, sorry, those that love Google, I mean, I do too. I mean, your currency is your privacy. To be honest, like you're just giving you might, hey, just have it all, big brother. It's
But
all good.
but you got pictures, and I'm not trying to throw you under the bus out here, but don't you have pictures of you and your family on Facebook?
It's a good point.
It's already out there.
I know. Start blurring them. You know how people put the blur, or they put the like a heart sticker on their
That that,
That
that
was
face.
one thing
defeats the
I
purpose.
spoke about yesterday during the panel. There was a question about that. And one of the first things I do with any of these models is shut it off where they're learning off of my data. I don't want
Mm.
them to learn off of my data. So in the setting,
Do you think they're telling the truth though? I feel like it's placebo. I'm like,
No, dude.
who's gonna go under the hood and regulate them and check
well,
right now?
because you can
Nobody.
ask it, what do you know about me? And it
Yeah.
will be able to tell you. If
Well,
you have
that's
that
probably
turned
the
on,
setting.
it'll
That's
tell
probably
you
what the
everything
setting
you know
is.
about you,
No, but that's
as
probably
well
what
as
the
create
setting is.
images now of what they know about you.
No, but that's
So
what
it does.
probably that's probably
So
what the setting is. It's don't tell them what you know about them
Yeah.
because they don't want you to know anything about them.
Well, yeah, they don't want you to know. Yeah, we're still taking your data, but when you ask for it, no, we'll cut it up. So you
Yeah,
think
exactly.
that's what
Exactly.
I just don't. We've been saying it, right? We don't trust any of the models. We don't trust the models, but they're very useful, right? It's offer discernment. But Jason,
Oh,
you're on it.
it's a
It's
good
such a good
question.
point. Yeah,
Good
it's a
question.
great question
It's
because
a
I think a
great
lot of that.
question, and I just don't think. I think privacy is false.
Yeah,
Okay, there's a false sense of security and privacy all
yeah,
the time.
it's like the matador.